They're all recording. They are all recording.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks. Everyone's recording.
Well, I know you checked his because
Did just check his.
Blake screwed that one up, but
That one's recording. Okay.
all right, we're good.
Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of the Hangar Garage and Breaktime. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're just going to opine, reminisce, talk about news that's 2 to 3 months past us because that's what we do.
Yeah, news you've already heard, news you've already talked about with other people, news we've already talked about.
Yeah,
We're just probably talking about it again.
maybe some new stuff.
Maybe some new stuff.
Could be.
I mean,
There's some new stuff.
we talk about car stuff pretty much every day.
It's true.
So
It's a good chance we've talked about it.
we're probably just rehashing old conversations here. But you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
something new comes out of it. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Probably.
Almost guaranteed something new for me
Yeah.
comes out of it. I've been
Like
busy.
Cybertruck. We've
Yeah.
talked about Cybertruck and how awful it is.
What do you think,
Suck
Blake?
it, Elon.
Blake, what do you think?
Don't listen to Blake. He's a
Nothing.
retard.
Nothing.
That's
Still.
terrible. That's just terrible.
Okay, I know it's the worst thing ever. Is it true?
Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
We're talking about Cybertruck.
Cybertruck.
I was waiting to find out what was the worst thing ever.
Making sure we were on the
Cybertruck
same
is clearly
page.
the worst thing ever. It
It's
is
bad.
so terrible.
It's bad. You know what's funny is not that long ago there was like a rendering floating around the inner tubes about of like a potential Tesla truck,
Yeah.
and it looked good. Like I mean,
Yeah.
if you like Tesla's design language, if you like the way the Model S, the Model 3, the Model X look, then it fit that.
Yeah.
Bought a pickup truck.
Yeah.
And why he didn't do that? Like one of Tesla's biggest strengths has always been making a good-looking car that was electric.
Cool
Yep.
looking electric.
Prior,
Yeah.
prior to that, like
Yeah.
every other electric car had some kind of gimmicky thing, like weird body shapes or whatever.
And no one wants that
And
crap.
no one
they
wanted
want a good looking car.
And that's what they did, and that's
So-
what catapulted them to so much success.
Yes.
Speaking of that, which is funny, after it dropped,
That's what I was gonna say.
And I still
200,000
thought it was-
250,000
still
sold.
thought it was a joke, which I think it still might be.
It's a joke.
Maybe a troll.
No, it's a
But-
joke.
I went to the Tesla website just to look through the cars and to see the Cybertruck to see if, oh, this is just a joke. And you go through and you look at all the other cars they make, and they have these gorgeous pictures of these cars because they're pretty good looking for electric cars.
It's a crayon
Driving, and they're beautiful cars and beautiful shots of the other models. Model 3, the P85D
It's the
X4,
Model S.
whatever it is, Model S, whatever that fax machine is. But they're good looking cars. Beautiful photography, these beautiful curvy cars on a track or something, you know. And then you go to the Cybertruck, and it's this
Bleep this. It's shit on wheels.
hard,
They took
hard.
a They put it on wheels.
So I like that they took.
Kind of shit you
this.
take.
I like that it's like unique. That's the only thing I can really
Unique
appreciate.
New York?
About it. I like
Unique New York. So
it's like a Countach is cool because it was cool back then.
Well,
but now
that's what
the
design
Countach is cool because it was
back
cool back then. It wasn't.
like
It's not cool. Like if they made the Countach now and it looked the same,
of like the 70s.
we'd all be like,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Of
You
the
could make
70s
it
and
better
80s,
looking.
the
Why'd you make it like
supercars-
that?
The supercars were wedges, so the Countach
Right.
wasn't out of place for its time.
Yeah.
What made it unique was like all the crazy fins and wings and stuff, and it
Yeah.
made it just a little extra,
True.
right? But going back to a design language more similar, to that, like the
DeLorean
Cybertruck would fit in
or-
place in the '80s more than it does
It
now.
would.
This
I think
this
that's-
brings up a good point. What it is if not if it's the DeLorean's stepfather who's clearly a redneck.
I was gonna say, where are you going with that? Because Guijaro would never design the Cybertruck.
No, it's the DeLorean stepfather who's clearly a redneck and beats his wife. That is
well,
the Cybertruck.
it's like they're. I think they're trying to capture the people
You're
That
telling me that
love
person who
that-
created that doesn't beat his wife?
that loves like the '80s sci-fi culture, which I like that stuff.
Yeah, so Elon,
but I don't like the truck. Like
Well,
it's.
this is the thing.
it's
Elon's
just
always
not-
he's been very vocal about being a fan of like Blade Runner and
Right,
stuff, right? And
which
that
is
kind of
cool.
aesthetic and design,
Yeah.
which
But I wouldn't
is
want a
cool, but not in a
truck like
daily
that.
driver vehicle, which is
and
essentially
not a truck.
yeah. Well,
I
that
can
And
see
by the
it
way-
as like a car, like a real exotic car.
By the way,
There's a car. Car can be a statement.
There
like
is
an
a-
exotic car.
there is
but
a-
a truck.
there's a truck.
Utilitarian.
There is a truck.
G-Wagon.
There's electric truck manufacturer, and I'm forgetting the name of it.
G-Wagon.
Kind of a statement, right?
G-Wagon's the worst.
Luxury / exotic.
It's almost as bad as the Tesla. The
It
G-Wagon.
is. It's funny that's curvier than the
There's
Cybertruck.
It's bad.
we're gonna have to find this and put it in the description below, or get some subs for this. But there's a electronic car manufacturer out of Detroit who strictly makes pickup trucks, and
That's not Rivian. Rivian?
yes, I think
Is it Rivian?
I think it's right.
I don't know if that's. I'm
I
saying
keep wanting to say
RIV something.
I keep wanting to say
Riv.
Rimac, but that's.
And
No.
their trucks are
Theirs looks good.
great
It's the one
looking.
where
I
Yes,
feel like
it's
Riv-
gotta
I feel
be.
like Rivian is
Rivian,
correct
something
name
like that.
here, but
and
whatever it is.
And their trucks are gorgeous.
Because they look like good-looking trucks.
Right.
Yes,
It's a truck.
It's
It looks
something that would
like
actually
it looks
be a
like
truck.
a future electric truck.
Yes.
It's a truck with a nice design.
Will they be able to
Whereas
haul
the
anything?
Cybertruck-
No.
the
But
Cybertruck is
you
is a
might be able to
concept
put
car.
some stuff in the bed.
The Cybertruck's a concept car at
Yeah.
best. At worst, just a terrible design mistake.
250,000 orders.
Because
Tesla
it's a
is-
$100 deposit and it's refundable.
It is refundable, and also
Oh.
Tesla
You're not
is the
locked
Apple of
into it.
automakers. Tesla is the
Mm.
Apple of automakers.
They are. Their fanboys are.
That's
through
a
the
point.
roof. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is
And
really
that's not
true.
to say that those people who love their Teslas are not justified. I'm sure there are very specific reasons they love them.
Yeah.
Those don't just happen to mirror with the reasons I love cars typically, but
Right.
they're fast, they're electric, they're great for the environment. They look good.
Sort of.
They look good. I've always thought
They still have their problems.
I've always thought their
I mean,
interiors
if you're
were
the
good.
owner, sort of it's good for the environment, but all the stuff leading up to that, it's not great.
No, it's not really like
battery
it's not a
manufacturing
solution.
is an absolute just
It's bad.
monstrosity.
The operation-
For-
the operation
the mining
of them is
alone
bad
is
for the earth.
terribly bad.
Yeah, right.
the operation of them is good for the
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
not necessarily
cleaner,
the
yeah.
production. That's
Right.
a whole nother conversation. But
A ball
Right,
of wax.
giant ball of dirty. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait.
So
A
Cybertruck,
giant ball of Cybertruck.
Yes. Nailed it.
it's a little lazy and
It's the truck that
misses
no
the
one
mark
is
for me.
asking for.
right.
And that no one.
So
It's not even that like people don't know they need it yet because they just don't need it.
At least when he created the flamethrower, you're like, yeah, I can get into that.
This is cool. This is a little
Right.
crazy, but
Yeah.
whatever. No one needs one.
I'd
but
buy
it's
that.
Fun.
I'd buy
it's
that.
fun.
It's that can be considered somewhat of an impulse buy.
Yeah.
$60,000+ pickup truck is not an impulse buy.
Which is not
Well,
really a pickup
it's
truck.
not for most people, but
Mm.
I mean,
Also, doesn't have bulletproof glass.
doesn't even have ball-proof glass.
No, it doesn't. I mean, the thing about bulletproof glass too is it's so. This really makes me question his. I don't know. I shouldn't say this because I know he's clearly smart. So if you take a large object and it basically in pressure over a longer period of time is how you break bulletproof glass.
Mhm.
Which is exactly what they did. So what they need to do is take a small object and fire it quickly, because then the impact is fast. I don't know why they didn't realize that.
Well, so
Like taking a
But I also read that it didn't go through. It stopped it.
it did stop it, but
Sort
it
of.
also left a hole.
Right.
So yeah. No, the thing about
But
it though
the
is
people who are going to buy a Cybertruck aren't going to beat it up like truck people.
No, that's true.
It's going to
That's
be
a good point.
it's going to be a show car. Well, not a show car, but it's going to be kept nice.
It's going to be like the,
people
the
who
Hummer
buy
H2s.
people who buy Jeeps
It's gonna
and
be-
Hummers
it's
and
gonna be
then
a Hummer
never ever
H2.
drive them in the dirt.
A Hummer H2 on
It's going to
22
be an
inch chrome
on-road.
wheels.
No, I don't think it's even that.
I don't think people are going to
because
use
people
it as a
people
truck.
show off those things, and I don't think anyone's going to show off that car. I think they're going to buy it and then they're going to realize, what did I do? And then they're going to.
No,
You don't think so?
no,
I don't. I just
Not
can't.
Tesla
I
buyers.
can't see any.
not Tesla buyers.
You know what it might be though? Like if
No.
you saw it on the road, you'd be like, "What in the?" Ow! It stands out. It does stand out so much from everything else. I mean, there is
Very
that
much.
to it. It's ugly. It's sin.
What
Right.
I think is interesting is that the form was a necessity of the production
Material?
of it, right? So
Yeah.
they used 3mm thick stainless steel, which is like 3 times thicker than the average body panel on a car, right?
It's old school, actually.
It's crazy thick.
It's like what body panels used to be made of.
It's crazy thick, but you can't stamp stainless steel the same way that old school body panels used to be produced, right? Because those were all mild steel or worse.
Right.
But so you can't. You can, but it's cost prohibitive. I mean, you have to invest so much money in additional machinery to be able to form something that thick. But the interesting thing is, nobody asked for this. Nobody cares about, like, it adds weight, A. And I read an article that was, there's a company out of Texas, name here, that actually produces armored vehicles, literally bulletproof vehicles. That's all they do.
I know. Yeah, I know the company you're talking about.
In the article, this guy they were interviewing was like, he's not going to pass any bulletproof certification. So claiming that it's bulletproof is pointless because you can't actually back it up. B, if he did want to actually make it bulletproof, stainless steel is one of the worst possible things to make it from.
Yeah, because it's malleable.
Because it's malleable and it's so heavy.
Yeah.
Once you get through to the thickness, that would potentially stop a bullet. Well, there's so many other different materials, woven composite materials and Kevlar and all things that are lighter weight, more actually bulletproof, and easier to shape and form and produce a car with.
Well, this is one of my main design problems with the car, is that it seems like that was a sticking point, and to say that they made it look like that because that was the material that they were going to use, to me that means it's not a good design. Because if it was a good design, you would find a material that would do what you want it to do, not the other way around. You shouldn't be bowing to the material.
Right.
In order to use the thing that you said you were going to use. You should be finding a solution.
That might be the most salient point.
Right?
Yeah.
You're letting the material guide your design instead of your design guiding the materials, right?
Design your truck, figure out what you want its characteristics to be, i.e. bulletproof.
Sure.
Then figure out what material to make.
Which is great. Like,
it
doesn't add up because, like, it's carbon fiber
who cares?
started getting used in cars because it's rigid and it's lightweight. You can mold it however you want to. Like,
I don't understand why that was, like, those are such key things for it. Like, stainless steel, cool. I mean, worked for the DeLorean, doesn't rust. Does corrode a little bit, but
there are better options.
Why? Yeah, I mean, so much.
I'm done with this. I hate the car.
Let's move on from Cybertruck. What else is better than Cybertruck?
You're so angry.
Makes me sick. I'm trying to drink a beer here. I don't want to throw up.
What's better than Cybertruck? What about BMW's large grills? We've talked about that a little bit recently.
I would like to get to that.
What do we think?
But after I get to...
Is there something else?
There is.
Okay, what do you got?
Hit us.
The Mustang.
The Mustang.
The Mach-E. Which should just be called the Mach-E.
It should. I don't even
just riling me up even more.
What bugs me about that name is all right, so same problem I had when Dodge brought the Charger back, honestly. The Charger,
more so, but
the classic Charger is not a four-door sedan. It's a two-door car. It's a two-door muscle car.
A giant two-door car.
Whatever, it is giant. That's another conversation. But, like, why did they choose to use the Mustang brand on it? Why not just
there's a lot of other great old Mopar names they could have used. There were four-doors.
So I have a...
Yeah, Dodge could have, but like the Ford anything else for this new electric SUV.
The question is, so will they still make Mustangs, or is this?
Oh yeah,
they will.
Maybe that's not the plan.
They will.
Ford has invested over.
They're making Mustang into like its own brand, so it's kind of a family of products. Yeah, what I understand.
I hate the Viper briefly. No, I'm thinking Ram. Sorry.
It still is. Ram is its own brand.
Now Ram is its own brand.
Ram is a brand now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, that's sort of like it, but
Ford is.
I agree. Like they should have just just calling it the Mach-E is a way better name.
I also don't like the Mach-E. Say it, Mach-E.
It's better than Mustang.
You have to be specific about saying Mach-E, or it's
Mach-F.
It sounds like you're saying
you should call it the Mach-F or the Mach-M.
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't flow right.
No. It's just, I don't know why.
Maki-Zaki.
Why would you make it look like a Mustang a little bit and give it that name?
Well, it's because they started using their new Ford grill.
Well,
that vaguely Aston Martin-ish.
Beyond all of that,
they've moved
Beyond all of that, in stark contrast to Cybertruck, it is, I think,
Much curvier.
really good looking.
Yeah, it's a good looking vehicle.
And I don't know why they haven't thought about this, but using the Mustang taillights with the slots that on all of their SUVs, because it is so good looking in an SUV, the taillights.
You know, I don't know that I've actually really noticed the taillights
The
on
vertical,
that.
3 vertical.
Yeah,
stripes.
4 I think, 4 or
Yeah,
5
whatever
now.
it is.
It's more than 3
Really?
now. Yeah,
Oh, they're just getting crazy with that. Soon it'll be 10.
yeah.
And
But I'm
20.
saying it looks
too much.
Too many.
It could be 3, but I don't think so. I think it's 4 or maybe.
It's 3. It wasn't.
We'll cut to a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All I'm
wrong.
saying is that it looks. I don't
we're
know
all
why. Because
You just like that. You like the way that shapes up on that kind of
Yeah.
on that body.
I do.
But they made it look like a Mustang taillight. You could have had the 3 lines and made it a little different.
But I just like it. I don't know why.
It looks good. Yeah. on a
Maybe it's like
Mustang.
the.
Do you think they're trying to make that kind of more of a signature design element across their cars?
For sure. Oh, well, I mean, we don't know until they come up
To
with
be
a different,
honest, I mean-
another type of Mustang that's not that, or
I saw a rumor
Because they're
article that
making
there
the
was going to be
Mustang a
another.
brand.
if they're making the
Mach,
Mustang a brand, then we'll
That I
know.
didn't think about. So then
It makes
they'll have
sense.
the
then.
Mustang sports car, the Mustang Mach-E crossover SUV, the Mustang
Minivan for your
Mustang
family.
Snooze minivan, and whatever else.
Mustang,
If they have a
That's what
minivan,
Mustang
you-
pickup truck.
They'll
Mustang.
never. No. If they make
That
a
one's called Mustang Sally.
Oh, I don't hate it.
I do.
I do too.
Oh, I don't know.
Are they going to call the Bronco the Mustang Bronco?
That's the other thing that we're all kind of waiting for is the
Oh,
Bronco.
the Bronco.
I
That could
don't
be
know.
cool.
I don't know.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah.
So they showed some pictures of the
The race truck. I saw the race truck.
yeah, and I guess
But
as
that's
far
hard.
as I personally wouldn't mind seeing it a little more retro. Because I like that kind of retro modern sort of design. You know, the throwback
Yeah.
designs that really.
The retro mod.
Yeah, and I think
Mhm.
like what they did with the the Mustang, the Camaro, and the Challenger when they really
The
brought
Beetle
those.
was like the T-Bird, the T-Bird when they
Yeah,
brought the T-Bird
yeah.
back. Yeah.
yeah, that one that tanked, but
I see them around more
for what
now
it was,
than I did when
it
they were
was
new,
good.
I feel
So
like.
its problem, I think, was very similar to the Prowler in that it just didn't have the
It was
specs.
anemic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
It could have been cool and
The
fast.
overall
Yeah.
design was cool. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like Chip
It
Foose
still
did
looks cool,
one.
I think.
What did he call it?
The Prowler?
The T-Bird, the newer T-Bird.
Sorry, Chip.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
I think
it
it's
was,
aged
but-
pretty well.
Yeah. I've
But it's
always,
probably
I,
not- I don't
even
think
when
it's
even
fast.
when that car came out, I
It's
liked
slow.
it. Yeah, they're not.
It has no ball still, but
Yeah. It was
It's like a. It's like a. It's
what's
like
his
a.
name? I have a book by
it's like
him,
a car that you would
signed
see
by
in a
him.
movie.
Oh, the designer?
100 years from now, that would be noir, setting in a noir
Feel
mode.
bad
It's
now.
like a futuristic noir,
Right.
the T-Bird. I still love that car. It's
Yeah.
crap because it's got a 4-cylinder
I
engine.
don't.
But
I like the design, but again, like the Prowler, it was
Put a
its
Mustang
design was
powertrain
writing checks
underneath and it
its
would've been
engine
fun.
Train can't.
Yeah.
Engine drivetrain can't cash.
no. Yeah.
It needed to have a big
Just
V8. in it.
Mustang powertrain underneath would have solved.
Yeah, it's not
the
like
whole
they,
problem.
It's not like they didn't have it.
Yeah.
It's not- It's not like they didn't have a capable engine platform to put into it. They just didn't.
Yeah.
It's been their problem with Lincoln for ages too. I mean, they're only recently starting to actually make some Lincolns that
The
can
new
move.
new Continentals are pretty good.
Yeah.
looking
So
car.
good looking.
It's
Yeah.
good.
So good
It
looking. The
looks like a
Navigator
Lincoln.
is
It looks
huge, but also incredibly attractive.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
interior is.
One of the most affordable Bentleys you'll ever have, Rob.
I was gonna say I don't know if people are gonna buy them and they'll sell
No, I see.
enough,
I see them a
but
lot.
they're cool.
I see them a lot.
The
The
Navigator.
Yeah,
Continentals.
even the
I see
Navigators
Continentals
are a little bit tougher to
once
see
in a
because
while.
they're more expensive. But
Yeah.
I have seen the interior of one, and
What
they're
are they
like,
putting in the new Navigators? Is that an enhanced version of the 500 whatever horsepower they're putting in the
Yeah, they used to be the old
because they brought the Aviator
5.4s and stuff, but I don't know what they're doing in the.
back. Well, yeah, they were, but they weren't.
that was a long time
They
ago.
were like way
I don't know
tuned
now.
down.
I have friends
know
with
if
the
they're doing
family
that.
that has one, so I will check it out the next time I see them.
Yeah, I'm curious because
It'll say below here which engine they have.
Yeah, but no one wants to go do research.
No one, probably not, because
So
no
we-
one cares.
we want to go actually look
we
at the
keep
car.
making these motions like we're actually going to do something in
Yeah,
this
we're not.
space right here.
Especially about
we're not gonna do
Lincoln.
that.
Nothing.
We're
Especially
actually
about a
gonna do that.
Navigator.
Nobody cares.
All right,
People don't care that
we
much.
got off track. Navigators
Little
don't
bit.
matter. We want to get. We want to
the
get
Mustang
to.
I wouldn't
Mach-E
mind
is what
seeing-
you were
We
talking
want
about.
to talk about these guys right here.
Oh, the new
big
new
grills?
eights.
The grills.
That's a
the
good looking
eights,
big
That's
but-
a good grill.
That's a good
Yeah,
looking
That's
big
not
grill.
that's not
It's
the
the right
oversized
direction.
grill. It is the right direction, and
The
it's if you look,
Tall
I mean,
ones, I'm not
it
so
is
sure.
it is larger
It's wider.
It's a
than some of
large
the
car.
newer generations,
But it's wider though too.
but it's still proportionate with the rest of the body. Whereas on like the 7, the X7, the new X5, and the Concept 4 that they're showing, they're like not quite the same level of proportionate.
I'm gonna take.
You like it?
I do, and I
The
don't.
tall buck teeth grill.
Oh,
I
will
do
say-
not.
You're talking the Concept 4,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not that
Those are okay. The tall buck teeth.
No,
ones.
I
Not
don't-
that
I
one.
take
Like the new 7 series grill,
So
Yeah.
the X7 grill.
I saw a new 7 Series
Mhm.
in downtown
Okay.
a
It
week
looks-
ago.
It looks better in person.
It is because I don't like them in the pictures, and much like the i8,
Mm-hmm.
I hated that car
Really?
in pictures, and then I saw it in
I
person.
think it looks good in
And-
pictures. Yeah.
And then I saw maybe it was the paint job. I just didn't like it, and then I saw it
Well,
in
they had
person.
that multicolor thing on some of the.
But even when I saw the
promos.
multicolor in person, I was like, that is a really good looking car.
One of my favorite things about the i8 is how the back end looks like it's swallowing a Porsche. Have you seen that?
Huh.
I don't think I ever noticed that.
That I will cut
Next
a picture
time.
in.
I look at one.
But yeah, no, seriously, because of the way they contoured some of that
Uh-huh.
two-tone sort of design,
Uh-huh.
it looks like there's a part of a Porsche like 911 sticking out of the back, like
Out
it's
of the
being
back of it.
consumed.
That's funny.
That is funny.
But back to the grills.
Anyway, grill.
I really liked them.
So I was at a BMW dealership not that long ago and was looking at the 8 they had there, the new 7, the X7, and I will say like they didn't have a 7 Series there. They had the X7, which
Obviously, it's taller, so it's going to be.
much bigger than like.
Mhm.
So my wife's got an X5, right,
Yeah.
and it's significantly larger than hers in like every
Yeah.
direction. It's bigger.
Yeah.
But the grill on that is very similar to the 7 Series, and it does look better in person than it does in pictures.
It looked so sharp.
Mm.
And I like that it's. I think we all like big grill. I think what it comes down to is everyone likes a big front end in America, or something. I mean, you have like the Aston. It's not big, but there's like a grill. I mean, there's like a one-piece grill, and sort of what I like about it is it's big, but it's still two pieces.
Well,
like
I think
it
it's
has.
funny is that you go to Aston for that comparison and not like Audi
Well, I was
or Lexus, who are known for their giant, crazy
Giant
front grill.
hourglass.
Well,
But I
like
think,
the-
like,
with the-
Lexus hourglass
yeah,
thing.
I think the
Predator
le-
mouth.
I think the Predator mouth is like too.
Yeah, that one's
It's
too-
too much
it's too
grill,
crazy.
but I'm saying like in general, like Aston. I mean, the Aston's like the most classic, most iconic grill of all time, probably front end.
Like the DB7s.
Yeah,
That generation.
Yeah.
They're just classic.
I mean,
gorgeous car.
anyone
Yeah.
can be like, oh, that's an Aston Martin. Like even all the way back to like the DB5s, it's like, oh, that's an Aston Martin. Like
Yeah.
even at a car, it's like, oh, I know that front end.
Well, for a bit, like if you're talking,
But
So
it's
they-
still
they
like
had-
it's a focal point. It's still like the Aston. The focal point is
there was a moment in
They
time
got weird
where
in
like
the 80s.
like
yeah,
the-
yes. No one remembers the 80s. Cars got weird in the 80s
They
for
got weird
everyone.
in the 80s.
cocaine.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a drug.
Cocaine.
Hell of a drug.
Name me a car that didn't get weird in the 80s. There you go.
That's a whole other episode.
Oh,
which
man,
Which cars got better in the 80s?
Not better, just didn't get weird.
Maserati. They had cool cars in the 80s, but not better.
They're
Oh,
Italians.
jeez.
You can't.
Yeah, well, it's all yeah.
Electrical
Even the
issues.
Italian ones were still a little weird. Thinking like everything for look at everything Ferrari.
Well,
was
bunny
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
that was like their main. Like that's when they sort of came out.
anyway, yeah.
Well, Lamborghini,
Anyhow.
Ferrari not as much, but like Lamborghini, like that's when supercar culture started happening was in the 80s. So like what cars didn't get weird in the 80s? Cocaine.
Cocaine. So big grills.
What I'm saying
I'm
is
okay with
what I'm saying is that I actually like in
These,
person
but not
I
these
really
big grills.
Alright, so-
really liked it. Like it was dry. Like I saw it. It was making a left-hand
Yeah.
turn, so I saw it. I'm like, yeah, that looks like a brand new 7 Series. And then I saw it turn, and I got it from basically the entire turn. I'm like, That is good looking. That is really good looking. Very sophisticated.
Think about that. If you're hating on the new 7 grills, just go see them in person. If you still hate them, it's nothing we can do for you, but just give them a chance.
It's absolutely
Now,
true.
The Concept 4, on the other hand, with its crazy
Tall.
rabbit bucktooth looking
Yes.
thing. Now, I get what they're trying to do.
Not a fan.
Like, that was... The kidneys used to be tall and narrow. So I think they're trying to go a little bit back to
but
that.
Tall and narrow.
You know what it reminds me of?
But
Tall
the
and
thing
narrow.
is,
You know what it reminds me of?
that worked for car design back then.
Yeah.
It doesn't for now. Like, if you look at the way the cars were designed then, that fits within that overall structure of the car.
Yeah.
Now, everything is very much... Because the front on that, like, it was like that. That was your front. There was a bumper here. This was the top of your hood, and it went that way. And the rest of it was just like that. Now, everything is, like, all sculpted and curved and flame surface.
Yeah.
And putting that tall, narrow grill there just doesn't really fit anymore.
You know what it reminds me of? The grill on that?
Hmm.
And this is very topical. I'm going to tie this into the season. Everyone's seen Home Alone, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know the furnace in the basement? Boom! When it drops.
Oh,
Boom!
yeah, sure.
Two of those guys right there.
Oh, never again. It will always be the furnace now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still don't like it.
I didn't. Neither did Kevin. Kevin clearly didn't like the furnace.
Next turn down Conversation Street. There's a Corvette right here.
Yes.
Have we talked about the mid-engine Corvette?
The C8.
This is a little bit old news.
This is
now,
kind of old news
but
now. Like we said,
what do we think about?
reliably, many months late.
They haven't been delivered or anything yet. Also,
No,
because it
they
was
haven't.
delayed because of union strike. But
Thanks a lot.
next
unions.
year, which I'm fine with because I like the old one better.
Also, not
I like the
any
look of the old one.
Also,
better.
not like any of us are going to be getting one.
No, it doesn't matter. We're not middle-aged yet. So.
I don't have jean shorts or
White New Balance.
White New Balance sneakers.
Wow, I can't believe I'm going to be on the.
You have jean shorts and white New Balance sneakers.
No, but if it means that I can get one.
What are your thoughts on the Corvette?
Have you guys
If
seen
you
it?
had to buy a Corvette,
That one.
you'd buy the new mid-engine.
Oh yeah.
I would, yes.
Okay.
And I've seen it in person.
Although I'm very partial to C3 vets, because someday I would love to like hardcore resto mod one. I think the body anyway.
Wait.
Yeah.
Are we talking like vets old time or like modern vets?
I was thinking modern vets,
Okay.
but we
Sorry,
could go
my
into
bad.
all time.
Okay.
So, no, you can't.
That entirely changes the conversation.
Yeah. So,
Whole different dynamic. C8 vet though.
seen it,
Dig it.
seen it.
I like it too. I'm not saying I don't.
I dig it a lot. The C7 was very Ferrari California-ish, and I think it's fine, but whatever. The C8 still, got that kind of Ferrari vibe going on, just because it's mid-engine. But what I think is so cool about it is that through engineering, they were able to improve performance without, like, actual performance without improving, like, mechanical performance. If that makes any kind of sense.
It does.
It probably does. Whatever.
America.
Like, it's not like a crazy
America.
700-800 horsepower engine in there, and yet it
No.
accelerates like the ones that
It will
are
be once
faster.
they have a.
And
Zero.
talking about twin turbo in, I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many cool things about it. I think that it keeps enough of the Corvette design cues that it's instantly recognizable as a Corvette still. But also, I mean, just because of that new mid-engine shape that engine location requires, it's something new, which
It is something
Corvette
new.
hasn't had in
I think-
how long?
That's my sticking point. That I feel
the
like
Stingray.
it's not Corvette-y enough.
Oh yes, it is.
Like it's
Oh, for
it
you.
is. It's a cool car,
Yeah.
but when I look at it, I'm not like that's a Corvette.
When do you care? When have you ever really cared about Corvettes, though?
I like the C6s were great looking cars. The
Pretty good
Z06
looking,
C6.
What
was
that?
a
was
What
like
are
great
you
looking
talking
car.
about?
It was
It's
like
not
a good-
Corvette.
The proportions being mid-engine just aren't.
They're not classic Corvette.
Classic
But I think like
Corvette.
look at the front end on
You
it.
know,
Take the front end. It's got a little
It
bit
is
of a
have
different
the
angle,
kind
but it's got
of the
all
same
the
face
same,
a little bit. Yeah.
same structure.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
And it's a great
the
car.
C7 had.
You guys are forgetting the point of the Corvette. Why was the Corvette created?
For middle-aged people coming back from work.
Right, but what was it? What was it created? What was it created? Sort of. I mean, why did they create The Corvette.
I
Like,
think
what
for
was it modeled after?
Astronauts too, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Astronauts.
But why would what
World War
car
II
what car was it
veterans.
modeled after?
It was British Roasters.
Yeah,
Remember that.
and Italian roadsters, sports cars. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, it was.
Probably.
I guess I'm not familiar enough with the history of Corvette. I've never been.
But now it's something.
I could
totally
also be
different.
making this up in my head, but I'm pretty sure that
The first Corvettes were just convertible
sounded
cruisers,
fun.
though. You know, it wasn't.
They weren't super powerful.
It
Nothing
wasn't a-
back then was super powerful.
nothing was.
No, it's true.
But they were great looking.
They
I'm
were.
telling you right now, this car it doesn't.
What I
The funny part about it is it doesn't. It's a mid-engine car, so it doesn't have that long. It doesn't have as long of a front end, but it doesn't. The proportions still. It still really looked like a Corvette when I was there at SEMA. Like it still actually really looked like a Corvette, and it looked. It
Well,
looked
maybe-
really, really good. Like, really sharp.
I may come around when they release the ZR1 version or a Z07 or
Well,
whatever
more
they're
power
gonna
fixes
call it,
everything.
Z08 or I don't know what they'll call this.
something with a Z.
It was.
Z06 the last 2 generations, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It has been for a while, so maybe
Yep.
it'll just be Z06.
It'll
Let
probably
me put it this way: I've never actually
Who knows?
considered
ZR1.
ever buying a Corvette outside of a classic Corvette. I would, if I had the money, I would buy that car.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
C6 is cool.
I think
Sorry.
we're gonna see similar price. Wow, that was the fastest thought ever. I think we're gonna see a similar
Good
thing
talk.
happen with the C8 on the secondhand market as we did with the Nissan GTR. I think so. When the Nissan GTR came out, it was 60-ish, if I remember right. And I
Now it's
remember
twice that.
And I remember a ton of people thinking, awesome, in like 5-10 years, I can get this for like 20 to 30. And in fact, it went the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And in a few years, they had gone way up in value. And now to buy a new one is a lot
Twice
more than
the money.
60,000. It's
Yeah.
over 100 grand now, right?
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the same thing with the C8 Vet. They're talking about a release MSRP of like 59 something and some
I mean,
change.
no
So
one's,
basically-
no one's
like-
gonna buy
like-
one for that
so
much.
basically, 60. Well, no, because you're going to get dealer markup. The dealers.
Well, I mean, that's
the
gonna,
dealers are
that's like a
just
well, and that's it's just
getting
as
real
stripped out
nasty
as,
with it.
as it
Yeah,
can
no
be.
one- no one's-
but no
no
one's
one's
gonna
getting that.
order one at
Well,
that
that's-
price
no.
point. So,
Oh yeah, they will. It's still 500 horsepower, mid-engine.
No, I'm saying
there's
there's
so many-
yeah,
there's
but
so many
the-
things that
but
you're gonna
the
wanna get
dealers,
there,
The
trust-
dealers
yeah.
are going to be ordering most of them, and they're going to order loaded up ones.
Yeah.
But no, not with the Corvette. So the dealers aren't stocking the Corvette. That's not something they keep a ton on the lot for.
Not a ton, but they will.
No, they'll have like 1 or 2 on hand, and then the rest of them are going to be special order.
Mm.
Some,
And
some will be
we're going to
special
see
order,
we're
yeah.
going to see quite a few at that base price. Because you
I don't
get
know. I don't think
you
so.
get so
I
much
don't think a
bang for the
lot.
buck. I bet you we're going to see a lot.
No,
of that.
because there's
you do with every other Corvette, man.
no because if you can spend
Every other generation of
if you can-
Corvette, you've got a ton of sales of that base entry level package, and then sure you get the people who get the add-ons and stuff, but you always have
You think
the,
so?
the guy who
I
just
understand.
retired.
Like if I got 60K, another 10K to get like some of the other add-ons that
See,
you really
the
want.
thing is, you're thinking like you though, and not like the target market for Corvettes.
Yeah, put on your jean shorts and your
Yes. And if you've got the money for a $70,000 to $80,000 car, you're not probably looking at a Corvette.
Actually, I might be. I'm telling you, I liked that car that much. It is.
The Corvette would be like one of the last things on your mind, wouldn't it? If you were like,
Yeah.
I got 70 grand, let's go shopping. You're not gonna go to a
Quattroporte.
Chevy. Not gonna go to a Chevy dealer.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to I'm Maserati.
The people that are Corvette people are the people that would.
I'm going to
that
get a
would-
Maserati.
The people
I'm
that
getting a
would
Maserati.
spend 70
It's
grand.
going to break down 3 miles down the road, but
immediately. But
The people that would take that 70 grand and spend it on a Corvette are already Chevy
No,
people. They're
I
already
wouldn't.
Corvette people.
Alfa Romeo.
it seems like some of them are torn.
I'm getting
But yeah, I think a lot of them are. And I'm excited about the performance. It just doesn't look Corvette-y enough for my liking. But it doesn't matter because I'm not buying
That
it
could also be
anyways.
what the brand needs, though. Maybe I
It
don't
could
know.
be.
It needs a
Shot in the
shake-up.
arm.
I mean, they've been
Yeah.
talking about doing a mid-engine Vet for decades.
Yeah,
They
long
almost
time.
did it for the 7th generation. The C7 was almost going to be mid-engine, but
all I'm saying is like it's
right?
to me
GM
it's
GM was having some financial issues, and they said,
Uh-huh.
"Nope, shelve that. Just kind of enhance the sex."
I may look back on it and change my mind, but to me it's probably the best looking Corvette that they've made in
1 year.
20 years. No, 30 years.
30 years.
30 years.
Better than the C6. I like the C6. I think it was a good car.
I've still love the C3s. They were
C3.
I would. That's one of
It's a good
very
looker.
few cars that I would call radical.
Yeah.
The C3's got some rad.
It's pretty
lines,
rad.
man.
It's pretty
Especially
rad.
when you wide body it. Tony Angelo and Lucky Costa on Hot Rod Garage built the C3 Vet with a custom fiberglass wide body
Nice.
kit, all molded in, so it's
Pretty
not
cool.
like one of those riveted on deals. It looked hot.
Okay. Here's
I'm a fan.
a question. Who's making right now as a let's do a quote unquote major car manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
Who's making the best looking cars right now?
Best looking cars.
To you guys. Not something that you would necessarily always.
We all knew that was
no.
coming.
Yeah, I think there's a better one, but I'm gonna go with.
Who are you leaning towards?
I'm gonna wait till Rob says his.
To me, I don't
Yeah.
know yet. I'm still on the fence. Go ahead with yours.
I think Alfa Romeo is making the best looking cars right now. I think
They only have like 3 cars.
Yeah, they don't have.
That-
a big,
I guess that's.
they don't have a big lineup, and they all kind of look the same. So I guess
that
from
they
that,
sell
like them
what
all.
they sell here, but they have more that you can get obviously in
I think
Europe.
the ones you can get in Europe are worse.
I'm not
So-
saying
Like the small ones, right?
I don't know.
you
Or
can get,
maybe there's
I've
better
never,
ones that
I've
I'm not.
never really liked that soul patch looking grill.
maybe that's
What?
just
That's just me personally.
Blasphemy.
I've never been much of an alpha guy.
see
Blasphemy.
clearly hates cars.
I take a
man.
Maserati over an Alpha any day of the week.
Also great
in
looking,
terms
but
of
to me
looks.
Alfa Romeo right
looks.
now is making the best looking cars.
I think the 8C is a pretty cool car, but I mean,
Every time I
see
see one on the
the
road,
good
I'm just like, I want it. I know that car's breaking down 500 yards as it goes by me, but I don't care. I want it.
yeah.
Best looking cars, man. That's
Of all the Italian cars, yeah, I would pick
Alpha-
just about all of them over an Alpha.
Alfa's British, isn't it?
Alpha's Italian.
Why do you think it was
Italian.
British?
oh,
Because you're an idiot.
why?
Because the Brits haven't done anything in years.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they really haven't had a lot of new anything exciting. If this was like 5 to 10 years ago, I would have easily said Aston Martin, but I don't know. Like the
Yeah,
new ones, I don't.
I don't know, like to call them
love as
major.
much.
Major. I don't know why.
I like them, but I don't
I guess they're
love them
sold-
as much as I used to.
They're a little more on the boutique side.
Yeah.
They're a little more exotic. Oh, you said major.
Major-ish, yeah.
That's not major enough.
Not exotic, yeah.
Major. If we're going major, that's.
I mean, major-ish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
less
Weissman's,
exotic.
Weissman's
Major-ish.
not a major.
No,
Car.
dude, don't even. That's one of the best
No.
looking cars ever made.
Man, that's tough.
And would you consider McLaren a major?
No.
They're too
No,
exotic.
they're
Super,
too
super
small,
boutique,
too.
yeah.
They're super
Too
good
small.
looking. They're also super good looking.
Um,
Yeah, I really do like what BMW is doing with their car designs. I mean, then
out of
no
the
surprise,
mainstreamy
right,
Stuff,
but-
that's. I do like the BMWs.
I'll say this. I like what Audi's been doing too, honestly.
Man,
I would still pick a BMW over that.
Just for ownership.
9 times out of 10.
just for ownership's sake, they do look. I will admit that Audi has a good design language.
Yep.
They
Mhm.
they make cars that have nice clean lines, good shapes, pleasing
is Jag?
aesthetics. But
Jag is, yeah, for
Major?
sure, yeah.
Jag.
I'd probably
Jag
say
major.
Jag.
Jag's got some good stuff too. Which one's your favorite right now?
Well, I mean, F-Type's kind of
F-Type.
always been my favorite
Yeah.
for a while. They just released a redesign, which I
A little facelift.
like. Yeah, just a facelift, which I
Yeah.
like. I don't know if I like as much as the original, but the original was just perfection for me.
I think
So-
if you
it's
have
a tough call.
an
still a great
SUV,
looking
you
car.
can be considered
and they
for
do now.
sure
The
at
F
least a
pace-
mid
That's
major.
the benchmark.
They have the
You're a major
F-Pace.
automaker if you have an SUV.
At least a
Uh,
mid major. I mean,
You know, that's actually not that
time out.
terrible.
Time out. If that's the case, I should have said this.
Oh,
What?
so now what is it?
Doesn't Lamborghini have a
They
SUV?
do. They do. Yep.
Ah, I shouldn't have said it.
All right, Lamborghini is a major automaker.
I've changed my mind.
I mean, they're basically Volkswagen, so whatever.
Yeah. Volkswagen, a little bit of Italian craziness thrown in.
Mm-hmm. Has Porsche done anything interesting recently? I feel like they haven't really done
They
anything.
have a
interesting
new
recently.
the Taycan, the new electric car coming out that is supposed to be quite the competitor for the Model S.
I think
They've
the
been
the
duking it
When
latest.
out
is
on
that
the-
supposed to be out though?
I think the
Is
latest
that-
Beetle
I
was well
haven't
received.
seen it. Yeah,
Wonder when they're going to make that electric
I mean,
Beetle.
I was gonna say
But
Chevy.
no, they've,
is-
Yeah, why?
Chevy's
That should be their
got
first. Like the Beetle
Corvette.
should be the ultimate electric car. They sold their cars with a flower in them.
Ooh, that reminds me.
I mean, VW is just dead since the Dieselgate thing. It
Yeah.
seems like they're
Yeah,
kind of
basically.
just it's just
Seem
trying
like
to
they're floundering.
survive. Yeah.
I've heard that there was so there's a company that's basically producing like an engine swap drop-in electric motor. Like essentially it's more or less shaped like an LS, but it's electric. You
Electric
can
motor you can
just pop in.
plug in.
Did you happen to see that when you were in Vegas? I
No,
heard it was there.
no.
Yeah, it's supposedly designed to be like just a not really bolt-in per se, as much as any engine swap is just a bolt-in, but it's supposed to make it way easier to do an electric motor engine swap on
But-
like any car.
I don't see how that works though, because you got to get it.
Obviously, the battery pack issue is a whole other thing. You got to figure out where and how to mount
Your
that.
transmission
But
is going to
if
be
you-
different.
If you look at, well, there doesn't even have to be a transmission, honestly, in an electric car.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Or
It's
anything,
an interesting
you could,
idea.
You could have it simulate
Well,
shifts
yeah,
just to make
it's
it
actually-
feel a little more natural. But ultimately, you don't have to have a transmission.
You're right.
in an
Yeah.
electric car. It's just changing the output rate. Most of those can spin faster than any. They're all spinning faster than any combustion engine can anyway. But I'd heard about that, and honestly, looking at a couple of the pictures I saw, it looked like they just shaped it like a kind of a V8, like a small V8, so that you could just pop it right in.
Well, I guess that makes sense, but then you have the battery, which you have to drop the gas out.
Right, you got to figure out. You
Yeah,
got to figure all that
that's-
out. It's not like it's just you only grab the cherry picker.
'Cause usually-
haul the block out. And put
Because
this
usually
in.
it's not
There's
the
more
most-
to it. than
Usually the
that.
motor
Just
is not
plug
the
in a
biggest
couple
issue.
things.
Actually, the motor is usually the smallest issue in all of electric cars. It's the battery. The batteries, where you're putting them.
Yes and no. So
weight
if you look at the way
distribution.
most of the manufactured electric cars are, they don't have like one central electric motor. They're
They usually have two.
generally
With the wheels.
like
They have two, or
what would
sometimes
be like
four.
a differential position,
Yep.
right? So that's where they put them, which is you can't just do that to any other car.
No,
So,
but I'm saying, but
having
they've
an
done that
electric
with
motor.
they've done that with the idea of
because that's what works.
building.
That's what works for
ground up.
manufacturing them. If you're talking about retrofitting and swapping, that idea doesn't work there.
That's my point. Is like the biggest problem with that is going to be where are you putting the batteries? Because batteries.
that varies from model to model. I mean, you can't just say any categorically this is where batteries go when you're swapping your internal combustion engine car to
Yeah.
electric.
Well, I guess you're going to save on a ton of weight from,
It's going to be
The
wherever it's
engine.
got to go.
and then the gas.
Also,
Electrics.
You guys heard about those new glass pack batteries? Like, what do they call them? Solid state batteries or something?
Mm-mm. Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Supposedly charges like
Supposed to be really
Super
fast.
fast.
crazy fast.
Yeah.
I have heard.
Charges so much faster, holds way more of a charge, so you have longer distance. They're less volatile. They will not blow up.
It's
We'll
not as
see.
exciting.
No, there's
but
no
okay.
there's no liquid in them at all. It's actually like a glass electrolyte.
Interesting.
Yeah, that could probably be another episode. There's
Yeah.
a whole lot to talk about that.
Battery.
And personally, I actually still like wrenching on my greasy, oil leaking
Yeah, there is something nice
V8 engine
about
cars.
actual mechanics.
Well, and I love electrical cars and efficient cars for all the other people that don't care. They can drive those all day long, so we can drive terrible cars and have a good time.
Agreed.
You know what I want to do with people who have electric cars is buy a diesel just to throw a big black smoke in their face.
They're helping us out. They're saving petrol for the rest of us who care.
Yeah, that's why I want to get a diesel.
Buying a diesel, though.
Because I can blow smack it.
Yeah, but it's not. Diesels can be fun. That's not true.
So we've learned today that Blake's lost a lot of weight. Nate's a
Yeah,
dick.
Blake. We haven't heard anything from Blake.
And if you like electric cars, we're happy for you.
They didn't learn that I was a dick today.
We like
They've already
what we
known that.
like.
You still like Subarus, Blake? Is that your thing, or nothing? All right.
You thirsty?
He's not saying no. It's consent.
I think he likes Subaru as his favorite new modern car company. There you
All
go.
right.
Good
Well,
job, Blake.
on that fine wrap up from Blake, I think we're going to call this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you watched, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to our channel and sharing it with your friends. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.
Indeed.
Send us off.
Let's do it.
Also, fix your microphone.
Oh.
It's like pointing at your crotch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your Johnson has many interesting things to say. But
It doesn't.
If my
We
dick
don't
can
want-
talk.
would say kill me now.
Yeah.
Just like in Arrested Development.
I'm on my last leg.
Just like in Arrested Development, my coworker and I have been doing this at work all the time, where we narrate with Ron Howard's voice from Arrested Development in the background when we say things. It's really great. This is for you, Nick. Or we'll say something funny, and then like his Johnson may have something interesting to say, and we'd be like, it didn't. But imagine Ron Howard saying it.
I'm a never
It's more
dude.
funny.
I'm a never dude.
It's just
When
it's
the
just
bubble
great.
gets in there.
Anyway,